Hey everybody, this is D Hunter, bringing another action figure review. Today, we're going to look at the McFarlane DC Multiverse Batman Noel. This is the Platinum Chase variant, which is on the blue and gray color scheme. It's not too often I get the Platinum figure before the regular figure. Here's a prime example. I saw some guys selling figures on Instagram. He only wanted $30 for this thing, so I thought it was a pretty fair price. This is based off the artwork of Bermejo. McFarlane has actually made a couple of versions of this already. Looking forward to checking out the blue and gray. So let's take a look at the packaging. As you can see at the top, 22 moving parts, McFarlane toys, ages 12 plus, DC Multiverse Batman, McFarlane Platinum Edition. Here's the package. Looks like we have a couple of alternate hands. Looks like we have a little present there. I don't know if that's exclusive to the Platinum version. I don't remember seeing that before. Display stand, and a collector's card. One side of the package, Batman from Batman Noel. Other side, Batman. At the bottom, there's his barcode if that helps anybody, but it should be the same barcode as the regular version. And in the back, here he is, posed up in a cemetery in the snow. So with no further ado, let's open him up. Alright, now that we have this figure out of the package, here he is with all the accessories laid out. We have a display stand, a collector's card, 2 alternate hands, totaling 4 interchangeable hands, and a gift. Now, the gift is something new. I wasn't expecting that. The regular version has a Batarang, and the Platinum version has a gift. To my knowledge, this is the first time we've had a Platinum version of a regular figure with a different accessory. I think that's pretty cool. And it's perfect for a Noel Batman. Screaming Christmas arrived just in time. So this is Batman, based off the comic miniseries Noel. Based off the art by Bermejo. I always feel like I'm saying that wrong. He draws Batman a certain way and has, like, I don't know, sort of a semi-armored look to him. I think it looks pretty good. This is pretty much a repurposed figure McFarlane released before the Page Puncher version of Batman. They gave it a cloth cape, different head, and this particular one has a different paint job. I actually think the standard version, the black and gray, looks a little bit better than blue and gray, but I appreciate having both versions. Even though I don't actually have both yet, but you know what I mean. So let's take a closer look. Start with his head. He's got kind of semi-short-eared cowl. A lot of expression in his brow there on the cowl. Looks good. White eyes. You can tell he has lenses there. Kind of frowny face, but better than the other one. The other one, his mouth was sort of semi-open, like growling. I like the cowl. You can see the lines in there. It looks like it's made of sort of a hard, armored material. Even down the neck. Then we have a cloth soft goods cape. Notice how it sort of connects into the cowl there. Straight bat symbol. You see what I mean by sort of semi-armored suit. Looks like there's different armor plates there. Same with the shoulder. Double jointed elbows. Double jointed knees. Blue looks good. Not like a bright blue. Pretty subtle blue. Utility belt looks fantastic. I like the detailing. The sculpt is very nice. Then we have this cloth soft goods cape. Has a wire on either side, made of a nice little blue material. You can see all the stuff sort of hanging off his utility belt. I like it. Solid figure. Good idea for a variant. And a closer look at his face and head sculpt. Looks like a very serious, kind of older Batman. Not Dark Knight Returns old Batman, but a seasoned Batman. I think it looks pretty good. I don't want all my Batman figures to look like this, but it's a very nice Batman figure. And then here's the figure, broken down as far as he can go, with all of his removable parts detached. Now let's check out his accessories, starting off with the boring stuff. Here's this display stand, typical McFarlane stand we've seen countless times before. And then we have the collector's card. As you can see, it's an image from Batman Noel, the snow in the graveyard, Batman from Batman Noel. On the back, there is a description. If you want to read that, pause now. Next, let's look at his hands. He has a total of 4 of them. 2 right hands and 2 left hands. Here he is with his first pair of hands. His right hand is an open hand, and his left hand has some binoculars permanently attached. A closer look at his binoculars. Now personally, I would have preferred them to be a separate piece added to my Bat armory of Bat gadgets. But it's kind of cool. Not too many Batman figures come with binoculars, except for one of the most recent McFarlane Batman figures, the Nightmare Batman. Still, looks pretty cool if you get it to line up properly. Batman standing on a rooftop, using binoculars. Pretty cool. And here's his second pair of hands. His right hand is a gripping hand with a trigger finger, and his left hand is a fist. I like the little detail that they painted the knuckles there. Now let's look at his present. It's a white box with a red bow around it. The present and the binoculars were actually featured in panels in the Noel comic. It's just a solid accessory, but I can put it to a lot of use, especially around Christmas time. And even with this open hand, you can't really hold the present. You can just sort of balance it, leaning against his waist like this. Now let's look at his cape. It's a blue soft goods cape. He can stretch out that far. Looks really good. Makes sort of Batman logo or symbol. It does have a bending wire on the other side. Give it pretty much any pose you want. If you want it sort of swaying in the wind, do something, I don't know, kind of like that. Now I want to check out the differences and similarities between this Noel Batman and the previous Page Puncher Bermejo Batman. And it is pretty much the same figure with some slight upgrades, mainly the head and the cape and the paint job. Now keep in mind, this is not the regular version of the Noel Batman. This is the Page Puncher one that was released a couple years ago. I don't have the regular Noel yet, although it did ship yesterday from the McFarlane toy store, so coming soon. In the meantime, let's check these guys out. The heads are different. Similar, but different. You can see this one, his mouth has, I don't know, like a little bit of a growl thing going on. He does not. Let's go further down. Same shoulders, same elbows, same forearms, different paint job. He has sort of a green tint on top of the gray. His is plain gray. And I believe the regular version of him is exactly the same as this, except black where it is blue. A lot of people didn't like the green here, and it's kind of cool. I appreciate having a more clean version. Same sort of paint job on the fists. The legs are exactly the same. Diaper is exactly the same. The torso, the arms, exactly the same. So it's a different head, different cape, different paint job. Here are the three different versions of this Batman that I have. The original Page Puncher, this new Platinum Chase Noel, the previous sketch Page Puncher. Three of them using the same base body, and once I get the regular Noel, there will be four. Now that we've taken a pretty good look at both the figure and his accessories, let's check out his height. From bottom to the top of his head, staying about 7.1 inches tall, which can translate to around 18 centimeters. If you go to the top of the ears, about 7.3 inches tall. And for his articulation, starting with his head, of course, it can rotate side to side. He can look up a very good amount, down, very nice. Tilt his head from one side to the other. Shoulders on a ball joint goes out about 90 degrees. The shoulder pads, they kind of move out of the way, go right on top of the shoulder, do a very nice job. Up, down, around. He does have that butterfly ring between his shoulder and chest, increase the range of motion. Bicep cut below that. Double jointed elbows. His wrist can rotate and is hinged as well. Ball joint his torso, hidden kind of nicely with the armor plates. Rotate around, forward and back, pretty limited there. Another one is waist. Rotate around, forward and back. Between the two, good range of motion, definitely more out of the waist than the torso. Legs, completely does the splits, McFarlane style hip joints. Rotation's pretty good on him. Legs go forward, about that much, back not at all. Double jointed knees, and his ankle, forward and back. Rotate, tilt, rock, and toe articulation. Here's a look at the Noel Batman on a rooftop of Gotham, and a closer look at him watching over and protecting his city. Here's Batman on a rooftop overlooking Gotham City. I feel like this Batman is big, he's armored, he's a bruiser type of Batman. He needs to fight some big physical guys. Here he is, taking on Arkham Origins Bane. And like I said, this Batman, he needs to fight some big opponents. He's a fighter. I took some of the biggest thugs and henchmen out there I could find. Here's Batman taking them on. He starts off by deflecting a thug's knife with his fins. Proceeds to punch that thug in the face. Then he pulls out his batarang, throws it toward the next thug, quickly incapacitating thug number 2. He gets on top of another thug and starts beating him senseless. He doesn't realize another thug sneaks up behind him with a baseball bat. The thug strikes Batman on the back. This doesn't really hurt Batman, just angers him. Batman turns around, takes his bat, and uses it against him. At this point, Batman is pissed. He walks toward the last 2 thugs with the baseball bat. They don't stand a chance. And after the fight, here's Batman standing on a pile of unconscious, beat-up thugs. Now let's check him out next to some other action figures, starting off with some other Batman figures. Here he is, next to the 2 Page Puncher Lee Bermejo figures. I still need to get the regular version of this Noel Batman. Looking forward to that. It's on the way. And here he is, next to the DC Direct Lee Bermejo Batman. Now we totally need that version of the Joker as well. Here's the Noel Batman, next to both versions of the Santa Batman, kind of following a common theme. Now let's check him out, next to some other McFarlane Batman figures. Here he is, next to several McFarlane DC Multiverse Batman figures. These are some older figures, and they're all based off the comics. And here he is, next to several more McFarlane Batman figures. These are a little bit more recent, and are also all from the comics. And then, with some more McFarlane Batman figures, these are from different various forms of media. And since this Cyborg Superman is a Platinum Chase variant, I wanted to take a look at all the different McFarlane DC Multiverse Platinum Chase variants out there. Here are all the sort of older Platinum Chase variants. Gold, bronze, unpainted, and then some newer versions. And here are the more recent Platinum Chase variants. Pretty much all of these have come out in the last calendar year. And even though I have most of them, I'm looking to get a complete collection. Here are the Platinum variants that I'm still missing. 1 Chris Reeve Superman, 1 Mr. Terrific, 1 additional Blue Noel for my unopened collection, 2 Justice League Task Force Batman Platinums, 1 Superman, Flash, and Aquaman from Justice League Task Force. I want to make the Platinum Darkseid. 2 Batman Beyond Neo Gotham Platinums, 2 Silver Age Zarnar Batman Platinums, 1 Page Puncher Shazam Platinum, and 2 Page Puncher Red Hood Platinum figures. I believe those are all the Platinum figures that I need that are currently out. And I'm sure there will be many more before I complete this list. Now let's check them out, next to some other recently released McFarlane DC Multiverse figures. Here he is, next to the Justice League Task Force Wave, Collective Build Darkseid. Here's this Batman, next to the GameStop exclusive Frostbite Nightwing, and the Batman Beyond Batman that came with the Batmobile. And here he is, next to the Planet Ron Swamp Thing Mega Figure. Then, next to the Amazon exclusive Court of Owls 3-pack. And now, with the McFarlane Toy Store exclusive Brave Focal Batman. Here's this Batman, next to the Batman vs Superman wave. Both versions of the Nightmare Batman, both versions of Superman, Doomsday, Wonder Woman, and all 3 versions of the Armored Batman. And here he is, next to the Zack Snyder's Justice League Armored Darkseid Mega Figure. This is one that came with a throne. Then, next to the 8th wave of McFarlane Collector's Edition figures, both the regular and Platinum Chase variants of Lightning Lad, Geoforce, Simon Paw's Green Lantern, and Grid. And also Mr. Terrific. I have 9 of the 12 figures in this wave. I still need the Platinum Mr. Terrific, and both versions of the Chris Reeve Superman. And now, with the 3rd digital wave, Speed Force Flash, Earth 2 Robin, and both versions of the Silver Age Joker. And finally, next to the Amazon exclusive Arkham City Detective Mode Batman vs Solomon Grundy 2-pack. Now let's check him out, next to some action figures from different various companies, so we can see how he fits in both scale and style-wise, in case you want to know which lines you can mix him with. Since he's a McFarlane toy, they're typically the 7-inch scale. I'm going to start off my comparisons with some of the large action figure lines I collect, and work my way smaller, and I'm going to include as many Batman figures as I can during these comparisons. Since we already checked him out next to a bunch of other McFarlane Batman figures, here he is next to some more McFarlane toys. In front of you are 5 different action figure lines, all from McFarlane toys, all 7-inch scale. And now, with some Jack-specific wrestling figures and some Diamond Select toys, here he is next to a bottle of olive oil. And here he is with some DC Direct and NECA Batman figures. Then, with both some Mattel and Jazzwares wrestling figures. And now, with some Mezco and Mattel Batman figures. Next, with some Mafex and Hasbro Marvel Legends. And finally, with some S8 Figure Arts and Jazzwares Fortnite figures. So overall, it is a very nice Batman figure. Sure, it's repurposed from an older, also very nice Batman figure. My only complaints would be some points of articulation are a little bit stiff and a little bit limited, but as a whole, it moves pretty nice. It looks good. The head is an improvement. The gray instead of the green tint is an improvement. And I like the blue and gray color scheme. I am sort of more looking forward to the black and gray version, as I think that's more iconic for the Noel version of Batman. But it'll be cool to have both versions, and until I have them both, I can't tell you which one I like better. So for now, I like this one better, as it's the only one I have. And it's a very nice looking figure. I like the little chef's kiss with the present with the platinum version. So as accessories, I like the binoculars, although I wish they weren't permanently attached. And the present's cool, although I kind of wish you had the Batarang still. Articulation's pretty good. The sculpt and paint job are excellent. If I were to rate this figure, I'll give it a 7.5 out of 10. And I'm thinking I might like the black one better. But, like I said, until I'm in hand, I can't say for certain. So this is D Hunter. Thank you for watching this video. If you liked the video, press like below. If you have anything you want to say to the video, add to the comment section. If you want to see additional action figure reviews from me, press subscribe. I do appreciate you do that. Once again, this is D Hunter. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll talk to you guys real soon.